Hello, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
New house.
Welcome to the new house. I'm going to pan y'all around real quick.
No, don't. Put it back.
Okay.
They don't need a pan around the living room.
Even though I cleaned it, it's fine.
Well, you didn't have to do that. Anyway.
Our new house is really nice.
Yeah. We're very happy with the new house. Oh, my goodness. But yes. Oh, it's at a weird angle now.
Okay.
Oh, no.
There, is that better?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have
Yes,
done
hello.
a cross-country relocation since the last time y'all saw us, and we have a whole ass house now, and it's great, and we love it, and
whole ass houses, and we have an apartment with a basement,
and laundry
and laundry and parking. Oh God, SoCal is a nightmare. No one should move there. We have relocated. Got the new recording set up. Put up 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago, and then we've posted some other stuff which we'll be going over here in a minute. Let's start off the Q&A.
Yeah.
Here, you start off the Q&A because I have to go manage social media things.
Okay. Still doing a giveaway over on our Twitter. You can win one of these when we get to 300 followers. Tell your friends. Hiatus plans. Okay. So we've already put up a bunch of bonus episodes, which is what we were here to discuss today. Obviously, you know that. We have put up, I believe, 4. So no, during the hiatus, I believe we put up 2. We are planning to put up 3 more publicly. Our dog is losing his mind.
Are you good?
Are you good? Are you rooting and a scooting?
Yeah, well, he just ate dinner, so that makes sense.
Chill. Anyway, 3 more public bonus episodes for everybody. 1 more for our $5 patrons.
On the 18th?
The next public one is on the 19th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you're a patron, not at the $5 level, it's on the 17th. Or the 18th. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, goodness. And that will be the Battle of Omaroth Part 2. Ooh, sorry, excuse me. Oh, my God.
Which we're here to talk about today. So.
Yes. Yeah, we have that planned. We have a couple more playlists coming out on Patreon, probably. We have a lot of our ARG stuff that we've been doing. You can check our social medias for that. We put up a voicemail a couple days ago, which was fun.
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Yesterday we did.
Yesterday
we did that. Okay, yeah. We put up a voicemail yesterday as part of the ongoing found footage voicemail adventure we're going on. We have a few more of those coming up. And if you sign up for our Patreon, we have been or are going to put up character introductions for the main cast of our second campaign. We've put up 1 so far, along with an accompanying playlist. If you are, what level patron do we put that up for? $3 and $5? $3 and $5. Yeah. If you're anything above the $3 level,
you get the introductions no matter what. The playlist comes at the higher tier.
Yeah, you get the introduction no matter what. If you sign up for $3 or above, you also get a little, very small playlist for each of the main cast members. Nothing that anybody needs that's essential, but a nice little thing.
It's fun.
Yeah, a nice little thing, a nice little character teaser. Oh goodness, very excited about those.
Yeah, and then we did Omaroth 2. Yes. Boy howdy. Now we're into Omaroth 1. Yeah.
1. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to the playlist.
Okay, the first one on our playlist was Away Goes Sleeper by the Brothers Bright, which was a mood setter. It was meant to be the smash cut into that like horrible battle and everything.
Yeah. It's combat music and also
underlying religious trauma.
There
are chains upon your children, Lord, chains upon your children. Like, yeah, it has a vibe.
And also the fact that Barry just loves Southern Gothic on every single Moreland playlist. It's really good.
I have been cooking up a Moreland, but it's all Southern Gothic playlist.
For a while,
it's not ready for public release yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. Yes.
This one was a Val song, so I know I put it on here, but how about you take it? Because I have to do some other linking things.
Okay. The song is Elysium by Bear's Den. Yeah. Oh my God. The first line is, "Brother, do you believe in an afterlife?"
Yike.
So yikes. Oh God. We'll open all the gates, and we will walk careless straight into the light. With every page I turn, I only find myself feeling more alone, posing questions to a silent universe. My very thoughts are cursed. They just seem to multiply forever in my mind. Brother, don't grow up. Brother, please never grow up.
Which, when you consider the flashbacks,
bad.
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh goodness. But
don't let bitterness become you. Is sorry.
That. Oh, but your eyes are wider than mine and help me to sleep. I just hope that age does not erase all that you see. Don't let bitterness become you. Your worldly hopes are all within you. Hold on against the light, or hold out against the light. I'm sorry. Guard your hope with your life. Oof.
It's bad. It's bad.
That one's rough. That's a rough one.
Yep.
Got a lot of like folk shit on this one, and we're not sorry.
I know what I do when I make a Moreland playlist. I'm sorry.
This one is Second Child, Restless Child by the Hellos.
Which is like one of the definitive Moreland songs. It always has been.
Yeah. We do love that song. I think I put it on... Did I put it on the Fee playlist?
No, you put it on something for campaign 2.
Oh, yeah. I know I've associated it with my campaign 2 PC forever, but yeah. I thought I had also put it on the Fee playlist. I was incorrect.
But yeah, the first verse was very Moreland core. I was born a second child with a spirit running wild, running free, and they saw trouble in my eyes, and they were quick to recognize the devil in me. Woof. You've got to go on further than you've ever known. You've got to run far from all you've ever known. Like it's just
an ever gone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was clarifying for them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a Moreland mood setter.
Yeah. The next song
was your idea, and
it's
a Val song. So go.
I believe this is the only song that's not folk on this playlist. Somebody said hi in the chat. I believe this is the only song on the entire playlist that isn't kind of folky, and it's All She Wants by Mika. For those of you not in the know, it's from Mika's No Place in Heaven album, which is an entire album about coming out.
Forgive how shaky our camera is. Yes. Our desk that we have is extremely flimsy, and we're still getting used to it.
Our desk is kind of flimsy, and our floors are uneven. So we're having an interesting time trying to figure out how to not get things to jitter. Okay. So All She Wants by Mika. It's an age-old conversation that is changing with the times, but it's oh so complicated if your mother is like mine.
Yikes.
All that she wants are the stars and the moon, a son with a wife, and a big living room.
Yikes.
Yeah. All she wants is another little special arrangement, a peculiar engagement. Got the trophy wife that's respectable to avoid any spectacle. It's another simple solution for my mother's delusion. Get her some adorable pictures done. Oof. Yeah. All she wants is another little special arrangement, a financial engagement. Social standing is stable, but no kids on the table. Just a little harmless diversion, an acceptable Persian, but I know my heart is in peril. Made a deal with the devil. All that she wants is another son. Oof. Yeah. It's a good Val song. Somebody in the chat said, yes, we were talking about Second Child, Restless Child, and we are across the country. Hello. We're on the East Coast.
2 whole time zones away.
Yes, 3
whole time zones away.
Yeah, we are on Eastern time now. So we're going to clarify things the first few times that we change things on social media.
We're keeping it the same time. Yeah.
For the rest of the campaign 1 stuff, we are keeping it the same time. We might change some stuff around when we start putting campaign 2 out.
Because I'm working on a new job. And things that my new job want me to do.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe different.
We will figure that out when we get to it. Okay. Back to the playlist. Yes. The next one was Brother by Need to Breathe.
And that was a Moreland song, as awful as that is.
Of course, yes. I hate how close they were. I hate that we did this.
Yeah.
I know we established it in the actual campaign, but I just, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Face down in the desert now. There's a cage locked around my heart. I found a way to drop the keys where my failures were. Now my hands can't reach that far. I ain't made for a rivalry. I could never take this world alone. I know that in my weakness I am stronger, but it's your love that brings me home. Brother, let me be your shelter. I'll never leave you all alone. I could be the one you call when you're low. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. I'll be the one to light the way, bring you home. Like, yeah, they loved each other. That's the awful, sad, disgusting part of all of it.
Oh, somebody in the chat said, does this mean campaign 2 closer than expected?
Not closer than expected. This was kind of what we were planning the whole time.
Yeah. We're planning to, we'll talk about this more at the end of the Q&A, but we are planning release date on the premiere to be the end of October. If everything works out the way we're planning. Yes. And we will have exact date because we're kind of changing around days of the week on
things.
We
were thinking Halloween Eve, just because we know that a lot of people will have
for the live premiere
Halloween.
We are planning.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the chat was quoting back Need to Breathe lyrics at us. Yeah. But yeah, we were thinking Halloween Eve for the live premiere because people will probably have things going on actual Halloween. And then we plan for the premiere to go live and public for
in the morning on Halloween. Yeah.
Oh, last song on the playlist.
Oh God,
Elsa's song by the Amazing Devil.
Also a Moreland song.
Yep.
And this is like, oh God, this is
it's
so
rough. It's rough. It's rough. Is that a rough one?
I can hear the cannons calling as though across a dream, and I can smell the smoke of hell in every stitch and seam, and like flowers, the bodies tumble around this muddled blot. I cannot hear them scream, forget me not.
Hate it here.
Because although you say good day to me, I know I don't belong, and although you hold my hand and say I love you, you are wrong, because love does not exist here. In this garden, there's no feeling. And you say the words so often that I barely know the meaning. And when all the flowers are rotten and all the cannons shot, I'll scream, but you won't hear. Forget me not. Like, yeah, it's about war trauma.
Yeah, oh my God.
It's about war trauma eating a marriage, which is what I would say half of the Omicron episodes are about.
Somebody in the chat said they're climbing the walls. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. There were questions from our patrons. Oh God. Okay. Our first question was, how are you feeling, besties? Unwell.
Tone indicator deeply negative.
Unwell.
Bad.
Somebody in the chat said, the Amazing Devil, literally awful in relation to Moreland, literally kill me dead. We have That Unwanted Animal on a Adana playlist. I don't know if it's one we've released.
We have it on 2 Adana playlists.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, one of them is the one that we released.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of Amazing Devil shit on Moreland playlists.
Oh, yeah.
I have Battle Cries on there. Yeah. I have Secret Worlds on there. Yeah.
That Unwanted Animal was, I think, one of the first things we really pegged as a good Adana song.
Yeah.
Grendel's Mother was, I think, the first thing that we were both like, oh, this has to be.
Well, that was not an Amazing Devil song.
No, I know. I'm saying that was the first song that we put on an Adana playlist, but That Unwanted Animal
came shortly after, yeah.
Got us. Oh, goodness. Somebody in the chat said that is deeply upsetting. Amazing job. But yes, as to how we're doing, we are unwell. Yeah. We recorded Omarath 1 ages ago.
Almost a year ago at this point.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
I believe we recorded it right after we wrapped recording on season 2.
Yeah.
Oof.
Because Omegroth 2 took us literally 7 months to record.
Yeah.
Because we just couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, because our schedules were rough and like it was so hard to get through. Like, if you listen to it, you'll notice you can probably hear like when we stopped recording because it was like right before everything went to shit. And we couldn't.
In Omegroth 2? Or
yes,
Omegroth 1?
Omegroth 2. Yeah, right before shit hit the fan, we stopped recording for months, literally months.
Which you'll hear in 2 weeks.
Which you'll hear. Yeah, so that took us a while to get out, and with scheduling conflicts, everything, yeah. But Umbergoth 1, we recorded, I believe, November of 2021. So it's been a while. We're very happy to share it publicly, but oof. Yeah, it was a rough one to record, and it is a rough one to get into. It was kind of somebody in the chat said, but also the lines are so I can only imagine month breaks are so warranted.
Oh, you haven't listened to Omegroth 2 yet.
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah,
we're proud of it. It's rough.
We're proud of it.
It's rough.
Omegroth 2 is 10 times worse than Omegroth 1, and that's
almost
saying
2 hours
something.
long. And almost 2 hours long.
Yeah. It's over 2 hours long.
Is it? Oh
yes,
god,
it
yeah,
is.
it is. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
It's not our longest episode. It's not our longest
Yes,
episode,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
close.
Breath 1 was almost 2 hours long. Yeah, this 2-parter is almost 4 hours. Yeah.
So how are we feeling? Yeah, we're feeling unwell, but also I'm very excited to share the Omegroth episodes with the general public, because like I will say, like, they were a pet project for me. Yeah. And I put a lot into them, and I made so many playlists, and I did a lot of work, and I'm really excited that it's all going public finally. So
yeah, it was very much. We've said that we wanted to keep our villains complicated and give them a lot of depth, and this was kind of the most efficient way we could think of to really hammer home the depth, especially with Morlin. So it was very much something that we wanted to get recorded and wanted to get out, which is very fun. And also a lot of the formatting was us trying out some things that we're going to be using in our next campaign. The flashbacks were
were a test run for a lot of different things, and I'm really pleased with how they turned out. You'll see a technical improvement between Omegroth 1 and Omegroth 2 with the flashbacks, because a lot of this was, in it being a pet project for me, it was a pet project for me as an editor. I was really trying to challenge myself with the editing. So you'll see it improve a lot in Omegroth 2, like what we were going for. Yeah. And then the final polished version will be there once campaign 2 finally lands.
Yes. Very exciting. We're very excited. Next question. Talk about campaign 1 and Omegroth connections, I beg.
Everything. I mean, everything is a connection.
Yeah.
Leo's...
I forget, did we have any line echoes in this one?
No.
Okay. Because we have some parallel lines in the Omegroth 2-parter. But I believe...
No, this was mostly, I would say the parallels between, like, campaign 1 character arcs and Omegroth were very much like Leo and Morlin. Oh, and they were narrative foils. Things of, like... Oh, wow. Pointless self-sacrifice?
Yeah.
Cool, dude. It was very much like supposed to be an establishment of character parallels between Leo and Morlin as people that are just willing to throw themselves into the abyss for no reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat said, I was actually thinking, like, the end, you know? Yep. Oh, the end. It's, oh my god. I was very proud of the wham line of "you are killed instantly."
And before you are killed instantly, you feel your heart stop.
Yeah. You are killed instantly. I don't remember if I said it in the episode, but the blast from the tanks, like the explosion, was a modified meteor swarm spell.
You did say that.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I had made the save on that, Morlin may have lived through that, but he would have been horrifically fucked up.
Maybe.
And he also had 4 levels of exhaustion. Like, he was a puddle on the floor by the end of that, no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, it was... I let you do the thing that was mechanically impossible. It was just gonna cost something.
And that something was my character's life.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat said ending generational trauma, but only partly.
Oh, that man did not end shit.
Oh, yeah. Nah. Oh, goodness. But cat's on the table. Edge.
Pidge off.
Come on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cat is still exploring. Yeah. But yeah, I was proud of that Wham ending. I was like, yeah, this will be fun. This will be fun. I liked playing.
Well, because it was all what you rolled on Donna's analytic foresight, right? Because you said it was a 50% chance that it killed him, and then you rolled the 50% chance that it killed him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it did. Somebody in the chat said, no, like Leo and Fee, or like Fee and, not like Leo and Fee did, I think is what it's supposed to say, but they sure did not end your siblings dying a little. Just a little.
A very interesting wording, but okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I get the gist. Yeah. Generational trauma of your siblings dying just a little bit.
Most of that trauma came down on Nora, sadly.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a Nora Leo in the worst way. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, lots of connections, obviously, because this is like very much a prologue to Campaign 1, but the parallels will be showing up in the next one. We have a lot of lines that we like intentionally parallel.
Structured, to be very parallel to Campaign 1 scenes and lines. Yeah.
Oh, and if you re-listen to what was the name of the episode? A Worthy Opponent. Yeah, if you listen to Merlin's monologue in A Worthy Opponent and then listen to a certain scene in McGrath 2, it is like the lines are directly parallel.
And also episode 1. There's a scene in McGrath 2 where the lines are directly parallel to Leo and Merlin's confrontation in episode 1.
Yeah. It's rough.
Talk about Mordana, like holy shit, man.
They loved each other.
I hate to break it to y'all. They were in love.
They were in
love and had a happy marriage.
It sucks shit. They were in love. It sucks shit.
Yeah, I think we had a very good friend that listens to the show that that referred to Moreland with, it was you could have just been a normal fuck up. Was what they said. Yeah.
You could have just been a normal fuck up, but no.
Yeah.
Oh god. He could have just been a normal fuck up. Pidge's on her trash post. He could have just been a normal fuck up, but no, gotta magically gaslight your wife. Dumbass.
Gotta die on a battlefield. I mean, like, not to excuse anything.
I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him for dying on a battlefield. You know what? I do blame him for the fratricide and the magical gaslighting.
Oh no, and I blame him for that too, but also that shit happens in an episode that people haven't heard yet.
Yeah. Well, we know what happened. We established it in the campaign. But yeah, you could have just been a normal fuck up. Dumbass.
Could have maybe been a decent dad. What a concept.
What a concept. What a concept. You can see the cat in the camera if you would like to look. There's the cat.
Pidgey.
Don't call her over here.
Okay.
But yeah, could have just been a normal fuck up. The thing about Mordana
is that they very much loved
each other. They had been married for like decades. At the time of this episode, like they had been married a very long time. They're in like the equivalent of their 30s.
Moreland's in his mid-30s, and I would say Donna's in her like early mid. She's not that much younger than him.
They had been married for like, what did we say, 50 years at least at this point?
Yeah, we had said several decades was what was established. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you'll find out more about the like backstory of their marriage and everything in Overgroth too. We dig deep into that. Yeah.
Like it very much is a relationship that was formed amidst a lot of trauma, but like they did love each other, and like their marriage was good until it wasn't. And like we recorded this episode and released it before people knew Adana was alive, so we were very much trying to just like cram the Adana exposition in there and like set her up so that when she showed up in podcast, our $5 patrons would be like, "Oh,
Adana,
yeah." When we did the Cat's Cradle magic, we put that in the episode where Adana came back, so that our $5 patrons would go, and like make the connection. It was we were very excited for that, and we wanted it to be like a clear parallel for people who had listened to Omegroth, or not a parallel, but like a contrast for people who had listened to Omegroth 1, seeing Adana as she was when we met back up with her. Like, it was very much something we wanted to be like, oh, this is the shit that happened to her. Oh God. Yeah. And now everybody can get that feeling. Oh.
But yeah, like I think that's the shittiest part, is that they were in love and they did really care about each other a lot, and then bad
All
things
that.
happen.
All that. Thank you, Moreland, for being not
For
just a
being
normal
just
podcast,
awful. Yeah.
for being terrible. God, he sucks so bad. They loved each other, and it was fucking, and it is fucking heinous to me. Our next question was, so, Alasha, grimacing emoji.
Cringe emoji.
First of all, I assume the phrasing on this is meant to be, first of all, why is she like that? And second of all, wow, literally, poor soul.
She's like that because she is literally a poor soul.
Somebody in the chat said, on this episode of It Would Have Been Fine If Moreland Didn't Have Options. Enchantment magic. But yeah, the whole thing with Alasha, I believe I don't remember if we set this up clearly or if it made it past the edit, but like, the reason Alasha is the way that she is the thing that we saw in this episode, and like the
Trauma
fact that she
bonding.
was also trauma bonding, and like the fact that she was also a child soldier, which like we tried to imply if it didn't make the edit.
I don't know that it did.
Yeah.
Like, but that's why she and Moreland had such a connection, that like he and Adana didn't really, because Adana was not a child soldier. Like, she was a prodigy that got scooped out of some backwater town and shipped off to the Order of Iluna, and by the time she saw war, she was an adult.
Yeah, but like that, they were sending Divine Soul Sorcerers to the front pretty young.
Yeah, because Moreland was what, like 13?
14, I think.
13 or 14, yeah.
And he had the benefit of being a royal.
Yeah, and you can only assume that Alasha was that young, or maybe younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woody, stop chewing your foot, please. Sorry, the dog.
Woody.
Stop it. Hey.
Thank you.
Lay down, be good. Love you. Yeah. But yeah, Alasha, the way that Alasha is makes, I think, more sense knowing her backstory, I hope. But just the entire way that like she acted vis-a-vis her relationship with Moreland, and like her whole thing of like having her perfect family and her perfect life, and like I think it very much was, she was a child soldier and then she got, like, I don't want to say love bombed, that's not the term I'm looking for, but like by the army and by her superiors, she got just like showered with praise, and then all of that self-image of herself as someone who was good at what she did and who was someone who had all that praise heaped upon her for skills that she had cultivated deliberately, and then she got blown up.
Yeah, which I think to a degree is something that happened to Moreland too, because he was coming from this like family dynamic where like he was definitely the black sheep, and like going into the army and going into the military and
somebody in the chat said something Alasha going from flirting with a superior to whatever that was. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think they both had a lot in common in that they came from situations that really didn't validate them, because like we can see from the flashbacks that like Moreland came from an awful family situation. Like his mother fucking hated him, and his father didn't do shit. Like, and then
they went from that into a situation where like they were praised for their abilities and they were valued for their abilities.
So therefore you have to feed that. Because like that's the only positive feedback you've ever gotten. You have to feed it.
Yeah, exactly. Oof. Which is why they got along so well until they didn't. It's oof. Also, I didn't want to talk about Alasha flirting with a superior because, like,
I
we made
she
jokes.
Was flirting explicitly.
She was flirting a little bit. Somebody in the chat said absolutely, like they were doing something, or they were doing absolutely awful, and still through their own choices they escaped hell and built their own little custom one. Yeah, hand an unlovable hand. We have a lot of feelings that we can't put into words about
Or
Alasha.
Yeah.
Alasha, look at me, I'm looking. Raw ass lines. Oh god, like not to pat our own backs, but lines that ripped both of our guts out to perform.
We did have to pause after the "I'm looking" because
Yeah,
I didn't think you were gonna say that. I didn't know what you were gonna say, but you said that, and I had to pause, and I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Oh, we're really in it now. But yeah, the whole thing where she was flirting with Moreland, though, I think without even really meaning to at the dinner, we made jokes. For
Well, and he
months.
didn't realize that she was flirting.
Oh,
with
yeah,
him,
yeah.
That's because of a lot of things.
Yeah.
But,
But like we made jokes for months about like the little inside out panel in Elijah's brain just slamming on the abort button.
Get her out of there!
Get her out of there! Get her out of there!
He's married!
He's married! And then Elisha did this with her wedding. God. I need to go. I need to leave. I love Elisha a lot. I love her a lot.
And then for multiple reasons, Moreland was like, "Yeah, she's acting weird. I don't know why she's acting.
Yeah, that was weird. I
don't know what's going on with that." And like perfectly honest about it, he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Until much, 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 much later.
Yeah. Marlasha, hand in unlovable fucking hand. Our next question was, how's Nora doing? Isn't she well?
Well, in the modern day scheme
Yeah,
of the podcast,
you know what?
no.
Well, no.
We talked a lot.
Yeah.
Well, Nora had that big monologue in season 3 about, I'm wondering about how much of that fallout comes back on me. And now we can finally say,
yeah,
because you guys can infer, obviously Moreland lived.
Mhm.
Nora was the only person there with a revivify spell.
Yeah.
Nora brought him back. So
Yep.
Nora, after she found out that her big brother was a fucking war criminal, spent a lot of time going, I probably should have just let him die. Oh shit, I probably should have just let him die.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very much one of the things that she felt responsible for, and the others you will see in
Next
the
time,
next episode. Yeah. You'll see in Omegoth too. You'll see. But yeah, in the modern day, unwell for that reason. Currently, she, I believe we've said, is like very new to combat in the time frame of Omegoth.
Yeah, because Moreland, and again, we'll find this out next episode, but Moreland had been pushing back super hard against their mom.
Yeah, and I think I don't remember if we discussed in campaign that she was part of an order of warrior nuns.
Yes,
for a while.
Okay, yeah. She went to a convent school where she learned to be a paladin, essentially.
Yeah, and that's where her spell focus came from, which is the ring, and and she came out of that, which was obviously a very insular environment, into this battle situation, and then her brother died in front of her, so she's not having a great time.
Nora Leo parallels.
Yeah, somebody in chat said, I adore Alasha so much, it actually hurts. It's so hurtful to have her whole history present. Like, oh, she had some hope in that war ending, but then just Moreland happened.
It's not just that. Hold on.
We'll see more.
Yeah.
And then
like Moreland happened.
Yeah,
Let's get that. Let's get that straight. Moreland happened, but other things happened as well.
And then Chad said, "Oh, Nora, something, a child in uniform." Yep.
Yeah, the thing about a child in armor, I brought that up in that flashback very specifically, so I could pull it back with Nora.
Yep. It's bad. Oh God. Yeah. Nora. It was very interesting to see Nora young and inexperienced, since everything we saw of her actually in campaign
was
1
very in control.
Yeah, it was very in control. Like she was a middle-aged woman. She had all of her shit figured out. She had 2 kids and a stable marriage and a lot of trauma, but she was going to a therapist about it. And then we just go back to her in her early mid-20s, just no idea what she's doing, confused and upset all the time. And
because she got dropped into that, which was what, like, and again in Omegroth 2,
Yeah.
we'll see more about how, like, Moreland pushed back against that, because he had gotten dropped in at, like, 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And was like, no, you're not fucking dragging my baby sister into this, and then his baby sister got dragged into this.
It was a fun contrast from her characterization in the rest of canon. It was like really fun to do. Okay, our next question. Please talk about Val and Adriel's marriage. It's actually too funny.
They're best friends. I mean,
they're best friends. I love Lavender marriage. I just think, yes, okay, we've heard of getting into a marriage to stay closeted, but when it is mutual, that is the shit that I like. It's very, like, very fun to have a political marriage with your best friend, and what if we had a political marriage and we were both gay?
But also they're best friends, and like also like I would say that Adriel is probably Val's closest confidant. Like it's a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah. And I feel like they look out for each other. They cover each other a lot.
Which is why and like also with like Val, like that's why she ratted him out to Moreland.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like Adriel is like checking after Val's health a lot.
Adriel's the
just
mom
because
friend.
You have to do that. I wouldn't necessarily say mom friend. I think she is a healer in her own right, and has like specifically studied healing because like her best friend is chronically ill, and it's something that she had to go into. Oh goodness. But yeah, I had a lot of fun being able to actually see their dynamic, because and the way we played them in Omegroth 1 and 2 informed the weird dream sequence I gave Leo at the end of season 3.
Because Val and Adriel were both in the ghost soup.
I believe I had them call each other some form of endearment. And
dear.
like,
it was dear.
Yeah, dear. And like just the back and forth of them pretending to be a couple in public, but like in a camp way. It's just so dear to me.
You know that Adriel and I were never, despite trying, we're never able to have children of our own.
Yeah. I believe that's a line in part 2, I believe.
No, that was a line. That was a line that Val had in the dream sequence, because he was trying to name Leo heir in the dream sequence. He was like, "Oh yeah, we've never had children around," and Leo was like,
Yeah. Oh goodness. The dream sequence was basically an alternate. I can say this now. The dream sequence was basically an alternate reality of if Moreland had actually died at the end of Omegroth 1 and stayed dead.
Yeah,
like that was kind of the reality I was building. I didn't want to make it too concrete because like it was the ghost hole. It would have told Leo whatever he wanted to hear. But like,
that was what we were thinking about, because like we had already made those establishments at the end of Omegroth 1. Like Adana was already pregnant. Like like with Leo, like we can establish now. Yeah, the baby Adana is pregnant with at the end of Omegroth 1 is Leo.
Yes. Nothing bad happens. Nothing bad happens to the baby. We must establish. Not this one. Yeah, it is Leo. Oof. But it was very fun to kind of build that alternate reality in my brain when I was putting together that fucked up dream sequence, and it was very fun to have the camp public marriage dynamic with Val and Adriel. I can't speak. But I just also think it's very fun, just like the casual establishment of. I do think they get reports from people that don't know them that well that one or the other of them has a mistress or a mister.
And they're like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, I think it's just like, oh, how will we ever move past this? The betrayal. I don't know if my heart can take it again. And then they just like give each other high fives.
They're best friends.
They're best friends.
And they care about each other so much.
Yeah,
Like, they are, like, I would say platonic life partners would be, like,
Like, I do think they are the most important person in each other's lives. They're the most important person in each other's lives. They're spouses. They are both having romantic trysts on the side.
They're not romantically or sexually attracted to each other at
which
all.
I think we established. Which I think we established very clearly. I just like lavender marriage as a trope. It's just fun. Somebody in chat said they are QPPs. OMG, OMG.
Yeah.
They
literally are. Yeah.
Yes.
Because Adrielle was of a high enough birth status
to make a good political
make a good political marriage for the heir to the throne of Australia. So they just rolled with it because they were best friends, and they were like, "Yeah, I could live with you for the rest of my life."
They were like, "Yeah, you're gonna be in my life till the end anyway." Might as well make our parents.
Meanwhile, like, Moreland got to marry for love, and like that caused a whole dust up, and we'll see that in No McGrath too.
But like, I just think it's fun that they are QPPs. They are best friends. They are hanging out. They are giving each other high fives for cheating on each other. I love their dynamic. It's really good, and I'm glad we got to talk about it. I'm glad it's public because I have been thinking about them.
I love them.
I
love them question, open question time in the chat.
Yes. If you can you go into the context of the flashbacks? Like, besides what we know, what was the Valentine childhood like?
Bad. Ileana Valentine was bad, in case you couldn't tell.
Did we get Ileana epic ableism moments in this episode?
No, that's next.
No, okay. Yeah, it's very interesting to go into like the perspectives on it. We have established Ileana sucks shit. And like actively hated Moreland, was bad to Nora. We established that in Nora talking about her. And like
Boreas never really said anything about her, but I feel like she treated the twins as a unit. Especially because they were oops babies. Like
and like she forced Joranna into a marriage that she didn't want. And like I wish we had gotten to see Joranna more in campaign 1. It just
things that I wish we had done more
sad.
In campaign 1.
Sad. But like I feel like Joranna very much got not even so much the eldest daughter syndrome. I don't think she was ever put into a caretaking role because she was the youngest of the children that they meant to have. But like she was the only daughter.
She was told that she couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
she was told that she couldn't do anything, and we've established that she had like very powerful evocation magic. Like she was a fire-based sorcerer. And could drop like hella powerful shit. And yet Moreland got shipped off to the front lines, and she got put into a political marriage. Very unhappy with.
That she was unhappy with, and she had the big whole bottle of wine glass. But yeah, like it's very much. I believe it's a trope of kind of fantasy of like the noble woman that's been told she has to be very prim and proper and buttoned up, and she just has simmering rage inside of her. And I think it's a good trope. I like that trope.
And that's why we get to see her like post-canon, like in the epilogue, coming to hang out at family functions.
Yeah, because she finally divorced her husband. But yeah.
Auntie Joranna can light the bonfire. It's fine. We have a fire pit in our backyard. We have a fire pit in our backyard.
Not yet.
Not yet, but we're going to.
But yeah, it very much was like, I like that trope for protagonists, but I think it is even funnier for adults tangentially connected to the protagonists. Like, it's so funny to just have that specific trope, but she went along with it until she was middle-aged, and then she Eat, Pray, Loved herself out of that one. I've never read Eat, Pray, Love. But just, it's just, I like Joranna a lot. But yeah.
The Valentine childhood was...
It was... We've established that that's kind of their dynamic.
Bad gaslighting, bad...
But we've established that was the dynamic that, like, the younger four kind of had with their mom.
Their dad was very absent.
Yeah, and their dad was kind of useless. But, like...
Which we see Moreland saying a lot about in both Overgroth 1 and 2. He's like... Moreland, as the second youngest of the siblings...
Second oldest,
rather, does not put any stock in their dad.
Yeah, but like And I think something that we've seen a lot from Nora and Moreland's perspectives, especially, have been like they had a perspective of Val as like a favored child and like the lucky one and like the one that could get their mom to listen to him. And I think we get to see a lot of kind of what an artifice and kind of what a double-edged sword that was in Omergoth 2.
Yeah.
And a little bit here, but not really a lot. And like we get to see in the flashbacks in this one how little power that actually was for Val. And then in Omergoth 2,
well, yeah, because if Val had had any power,
Yeah.
it would have kept his brother from being shipped out to be a soldier at
Yeah,
like 14.
Yeah, like we see in this one kind of how empty that favoritism was and how little control that actually gave him. Val and Thief parallels, they're bad. But like in Omergoth 2, we get to see, which was very much based on personal feelings that I have, we got to see a lot of the fact that a lot of that favoritism was infantilization of Val as a physically disabled man. And we got to see, or we will get to see, a lot of like how much the perspective really informed what that relationship was. And like I think Val resented his mother till the day he died. Like I think it was very much
good.
Fuck
her.
Good.
Like, yeah.
She sucked. But like I think it was something that very much was put on him unwillingly.
By the way, open question time.
Yeah,
because this is our last question.
Yes. But yeah, I think it was very much something that like was put on him unwillingly and was seen as a blessing by his younger siblings because the abuse was more insidious, which again parallels between Leo and Fee and their dad and aunts and uncles. Oof. But yeah, like I think Val and Jorana were kind of favored, and like for both of them, we get
because of what they could do.
Because
Like because Val was the heir. Yeah, Val was the heir apparent. And
because of what they could do, and because they were both easy to infantilize and control. I think. Yeah. Because Jorana had to keep such tight control of herself and like such a button on her actual feelings, she was easy to kind of manipulate. And Val was perceived as just as easy to manipulate as she was because of his health. And I think that's something that's kind of
whereas Moreland got vilified because of how much he lashed out. Like as a kid.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Somebody in the chat said crawls across the floor. Generational ableism did not lift, huh?
No, it really didn't.
It didn't.
If Moreland had learned his lesson from all of this, he wouldn't have been as much of a dick to Leo as he was. But
or Fee, the second she fought back against him, like the parallels are there and they're bad. But a lot of like the way that Val in these two episodes is written as a physically disabled protagonist is like very much some shit that I wanted to just put in fiction. It's good to project sometimes. I'm not necessarily talking shit about my mother. I'm just in general. But yeah, open question time. Yes.
I am specifically talking shit about my mother.
She sucks.
She sucks.
Yeah. But we're not getting into it. But yeah, open question time. We're gonna riff for like 10 minutes. We had a lot of fun. Somebody in the chat said, near the finale in season 3, during that Leo hallucination, would that thing of Val being alive been accurate? Would Val have been the cool uncle? Yeah or nay? I think yeah.
Yeah, if he had lived, he would have been. And not even. Well, yeah, if he had lived, he would have eventually become the Archduke. Yeah. And I think that would have been what happened. And I think that if Val had been alive for that, it would have made Moreland more
sympathetic in his kid's mind.
And more willing to go along with it, because I think that Val would have like shoved his kid brother back in a chair and be like, listen.
Well, I think if Val had lived, and Moreland had lived, that would have been what happened. But like in the reality that we constructed in the Leo hallucination, like I think that is what would have happened, because like I think the ghost hole was pulling on the actual personalities of the people it was using a lot. And like we saw that with Soren. We saw that Soren acted pretty much the same in the dream sequence as he did when he was alive, with some glaring differences. But like, I think everything we've seen of Val, Adriel, and then we saw Ashton and Ophelia in the dream sequence, but not for a super long time. Everything we saw of all of them in that dream sequence take as canon characterization, is what I'll say. I meant it to be canon characterization. I was keeping very close to their canon characterization. If I could speak, I would be unstoppable. But yeah, it was very much, that is how all of those people acted and how they would have acted in the situation they were in. Yeah, like I established this. The ghost hole could not create anything. It could use things that already existed. So I'm gonna scoot my chair in a little bit if I can.
Sorry, we have a very big office chair, and I'm squishing it as hard as I can.
Yeah. Our desk is in a very small area.
It's a very small desk in a very small area.
Yeah.
We're doing what we can.
We're doing what we can. Somebody in the chat said, on this episode of Val trying to do what's best for literally everyone and being stomped down, I melt into the floor. Yeah. Val was very much a peacekeeping kind of person, is what I will say.
Who may have made some wrong decisions.
Yes. I think that is what we were trying to go for in the Omegroth episodes, is there is no good person. There is no good person. There is no good or bad. And there was no good way to handle the situation with the Volduran invasion.
Well, how do you handle an imperialistic invasion?
Yeah, exactly. You do what you can.
Yeah.
And Val went for the approach of do whatever it takes to minimize casualties, where Morlun went for the approach of do whatever it takes to get these people out of our fucking country. And neither of those are wrong approaches in the situation that they were in. They were just two different philosophies, and it ended badly for both of them.
Very badly.
Yeah. Like, that was very much what we were going for in this episode, was that nuance and like that idea of neither of them was really wrong, and that depth to Morlun of like, yeah, he wasn't wrong on this one.
But then he carried it forward.
Yeah, and then he carried it forward, and like...
Morlun's, rightness or wrongness on the situation, there was a point of no return when he decided to fucking kill people that he cared about over it.
And when he decided to commit war crimes far in the future. And like put more innocent lives at risk needlessly. Like, it was very much Morlun took some wrong turns on a bad road, but like,
and then kept making the bad turn over and over again. People kept telling him like, hey, maybe don't go down this way, and then he went that way anyway.
But like up to the last 10 minutes of the Omegroth two-parter, he was right. He was right. He wasn't wrong.
Which is something that people listening to it have to deal with. You have to deal with the fact that the BBUG was right about several things.
Stuff. He wasn't wrong. Yeah, it's very much something that we tried to put a lot of that nuance in the campaign proper, but like Omegroth was a really good chance to explore it fully and like talk about it fully, and we were very excited about that. Yeah.
Open questions, speeches.
Yes, open questions. We're gonna be on for 7 more minutes. Goodness. Yeah, somebody in the chat said, no, Morlun wasn't stupid. He was just actively malicious starting at some point. Yeah,
because he was a child soldier.
Well, but we wanted to make his motivations and his backstory and everything feel very sympathetic, and he was right on this issue. He wasn't coming up with the only right answer, but he was right on that, and he just got to a point where he had to work so hard to justify his own actions that he had to escalate his behavior. Very sunk cost fallacy of I already killed my brother. I can't stop now.
Which again, you'll see in 2 weeks. You'll see the sunk cost fallacy happen. Because I have a whole narrative arc of
Yes,
what
stuff.
happens with Moreland. Of
Somebody in chat said Moreland my. They said vague throttling motions. Moreland my.
That's the thing. That's what we wanted you to do with the villains, though. That's what we wanted you to do with Moreland. It's what we wanted you to do with Alasha. In a way, it's what we wanted you to do with Defiance. Like, none of those three main villains were unequivocally wrong.
Yeah.
Like, they all
Apparently
had...
succeeded.
They all had valid points.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I like to do with villains, because I'm the resident villain fucker. But
yeah, but we'd like to neither of us believes philosophically that there is such a thing as an inherently bad or inherently good person. Yeah, like there is no inherent evil. There are evil choices. There are bad choices, but like a person cannot have inherent moral value. They just make choices and see where it goes. And that's something that we want to put into all of our negative people, all of the people that are negative forces in all of our stories.
Is that they are people.
Yeah, is that they're people, yeah.
Because, the idea of painting villains as something that you can inherently dehumanize it's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's boring. Yeah.
It's boring, and I think dehumanizing people in general
dehumanizing the concept of evil is super damaging.
Yeah, and it's dangerous because then you don't notice when you fuck up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very much something that we wanted to unpack a lot in these episodes since they feature two of our main villains. 2 out of 3. Oh goodness. But yeah, it was very interesting to do, and that's something that we're gonna keep doing as we go forward. The villain situation of our next campaign is a little complicated.
Because we're dealing with a lot more like established mythological things.
And non-human villains, which are harder to quantify.
Yeah. And I will tell you, like, I'm begging y'all, don't woobify Moreland. Like,
don't do that.
He's a person. He's a person.
Yeah, that's
Consider
kind of the line.
him as a person.
That's the line that we're trying to find is like
with our villains, even in campaign 1 and campaign 2, it's like they're people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're people, and like we don't want anybody to like swing into like, oh, Moreland did nothing wrong and like shit like that. Like
because I think the bottom line is, I think the bottom line of campaign 1 is like Moreland Valsine was a person.
Yeah.
And
he just was a person that did a lot of shit wrong.
He was a person that did so many things wrong and couldn't come back from it because he was so bitter.
Somebody in chat regarding the villains said, I hate them, I crunch them under my shoe and sweep them under the rug. They use too much of my brain power. Yeah. In our last few minutes, I would like to talk about our plans for the next couple months and campaign 2 coming out.
Go.
If that's cool.
I have to be.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. So camera's refocusing. But so our plans for campaign 2. We are planning to somebody in the chat said, like, Moreland has a deeper conscience, and at some point he realized what he was doing was awful, but then he gradually just lost that awareness. Yes. But yeah, campaign 2. We are, like we said, planning the live premiere to go up on Halloween Eve of this year, obviously. So get ready for that. We don't know what time yet. We will announce it when we get closer to time. Oh goodness. If you weren't aware yet, because you have not watched all the Q&As, which is very understandable. They're kind of long and there's a lot of them. We are going to 2-hour episodes for campaign 2 or thereabouts. So block out some time if you want to watch the live premiere. So we're very excited about that. Lots of interesting things going on. We will be releasing, like we said, all the character basic intros, not even really intros, but like found footage stuff on our Patreon. And if you're $3 or above on our Patreon, you will be getting little playlists for all of them. We have cover art coming soon. We'll be we will be putting that out along with playlists for the PCs. We have a few more pieces of the ARG coming out. Watch out for those. I believe we've established this in like a lot of Q&As, but we are moving to the Monster of the Week system. So if we get the rules wrong, again, much like the D&D, or sorry, somebody in the chat said also the Omegroth cover art, heart emoji. Yeah, we were really proud of it. Go commission Aries. Aries fucking rocks. But yeah, we got the Omegroth cover art out, and we commissioned the cover art for Campaign 2 at the same time because we had a little extra scratch. So that will be coming out pretty soon. Weren't we thinking of doing the thing where we do like silhouettes of the characters?
Well, yeah, we'll
Yes.
have the art for that yet.
Yeah, I was saying when we get the art. We were planning to do that. Look out for that. Very soon. I think we'll be doing that, like not super long after we get the art. So
yeah, because we can,
very interesting.
Okay, we're over an hour, so
we're gonna go. Watch out for all that. We will see you.
Have fun in 2 weeks.
We will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Oh God. Bye.